everyone, and welcome to our channel, The Audible Review. Our mission today is, it's a deep dive into a really profound work, Dietrich Bonhoeffer's The Cost of Discipleship. We're exploring what it truly means to follow your core convictions, especially when the personal cost is just everything.
And that context is so important. Bonhoeffer, he was a German theologian. His whole life really reflected that deep conviction. He was living, writing, through one of history's absolute darkest periods. The text we're looking at is defined not just as like a theological book, but as a really powerful, urgent call, a call to live your faith with integrity, with courage, a standard he definitely met himself in the end.
Okay, so let's unpack this a bit. Bonhoeffer points to this core conflict, something he felt was undermining the church society back then, and you could argue maybe still undermines our own moral resolve today. What exactly is that central struggle he identifies?
What's really fascinating here is that clearly he distinguishes between two kinds of grace. Believers often mix these up, he thought. So on one side, there's cheap grace. He argues this is the grace that, well, it asks for nothing back from you. It's like forgiveness without repentance, or fellowship without real discipline, comfort without any actual commitment. It's basically a kind of spiritual get-out-of-jail-free card,
But hold on, isn't there something just humanly necessary about comfort, a need for some spiritual ease? Is Bonhoeffer just rejecting all comfort, or is he really targeting that sort of lazy acceptance, just taking faith for granted?
He's definitely targeting the passivity.
Yeah.
He saw firsthand how cheap grace basically paralyzed the German church. It allowed people to just be passive observers, bystanders during an absolute moral catastrophe. Now, contrast that with what he calls costly grace. This grace, it demands the whole person. It's meant to be transformative. It asks for our complete obedience, our humility, our entire heart, really. And that demanding commitment, that's the core insight for anyone, wanting to understand this work properly.
Right. So if costly grace demands everything, then the logical next step is that true discipleship, true following, it requires serious sacrifice. What does that sacrifice actually look like? Not just as some, abstract idea, but in practical daily terms for someone trying to live out their convictions right now.
It means we have to accept that faith isn't meant to be a security blanket or like some kind of spiritual insurance policy. It's actually a profound risk. Sacrifice means actively choosing truth, even when that choice costs you comfort, maybe safety, maybe even your career path. Think about like choosing to stand on an ethical principle in a really high-stakes meeting at work, or maybe speaking a difficult but necessary truth to a friend, even if it risks the relationship itself. Discipleship is defined by how we actually act, how we genuinely forgive, how we serve other people, especially those who can't, pay us back in any way.
Okay, so the real measure of our conviction is, well, it's the price tag attached to it, how much it actually costs us. And this leads us right into Bonhoeffer's really strong connection between faith and courage. You basically can't have one without the other, can you?
Absolutely. That's the ultimate takeaway, I think. The very moment you embrace costly grace, you have to embrace the necessity of courage. Because acting on deep conviction, it will almost invariably put you at odds with the world's easier expectations, with the status quo. If your core beliefs never, ever place you in an uncomfortable spot or an exposed position, Bonhoeffer would probably ask that if they're truly core convictions at all, are they costing you anything?
Yeah, that really cuts deep. It brings us to the book's timeless message, doesn't it? And it culminates in that really intense quote the research highlights, the one that just synthesizes this whole idea of costly commitment. When Christ calls a man, he bids him come and die. Powerful stuff.
It is, and maybe a provocative thought for you, the listener, to really chew on. Would you still stand up for truth, for integrity, even if it meant standing completely alone, with maybe no comfort, no support system around you? That's the kind of hard question Bonhoeffer's life and his work really demands we answer for ourselves.
Do like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more such videos.